I told you, all of my critics, I told you all that I was the greatest of all time. I told you today, I'm still the greatest of all time. Never again defeat me. Never again say that I'm going to be defeated. Never again say make me the underdog until I'm about 50 years old. That's right, then you might get me.
Hi, I'm Vicki McCarthy, here today to talk to Toffees at Long Dog Studios. I've met Toffees about 5 years ago doing my radio show on MKFM and also through the column that I do at Celebrate MK. So I'm supporting local music. It's been great to support these guys over the last few years and here today to talk to them about their new EP. How you doing, guys?
Woo! Yeah. Sorry, I was supposed to woo somewhere. Yeah, I'm so happy.
Do you want to introduce yourself to people watching and what instruments you play?
I'm Rachel and I play guitar.
I'm Piers and I play piano, vocals, anything that really goes.
And I'm Josh, I do the bass.
Do the bass.
Do the bass, not slap at the bass.
I don't play the bass, I do the bass.
I do.
Do the... Oh, wow.
Wow.
So, the new EP, This Ain't Pop. No, this
That was it, you're fine, you're absolutely fine, you're perfect.
Do that again. Take 5. So, the new EP, This Ain't Pop, tell us a bit more about it. How did it come about and what's different?
It comes from the fact that everyone always says this, oh, so you're a rock band. Anyone who likes pop says, oh, you're a rock band. And then they don't like guitars in pop anymore. Rock guitars, they can't. And anyone who's rock, no, they're definitely a pop band. So we're like, we can't
float in the middle.
We're not anything. So we just went, okay, this ain't pop.
Yeah. We spent like the past few years like mainly touring and sort of our sound has changed for every year or so really, hasn't it?
Yeah. And I think we all have tried to bring in a little bit of what we are. So Rachie, you know, she's blues, jazz, we're all a mix, but
yeah,
you know, especially in her look, there's a lot of roots there from Amy Winehouse. Not in a nasty way, that's a good thing. You look so disappointed at Amy Winehouse.
Sorry, I'm zoned out.
In an interview, good idea. So yeah, you know, and Joshy, he's always been more into System of a Down.
System of a Down, yeah.
And level 42.
He loves a bit of level 42.
Wear that bass under your armpit.
Yeah.
So I assume that you're very proud of the new EP.
Yeah. I think it's been a step forward with the production. We'll chat about it a bit later and stuff. It's been a learning curve because it's the first time we've ever brought acoustic drums in, and we've done the whole thing ourselves. You know, from the basic mixing and all that kind of stuff. And we've changed a lot. I think we're really proud of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Notice how easy it is. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, I'll listen to that. It's not System of a Down. I'll listen to it.
It's not chop suey.
What is chop suey? No, I mean, really, Christ.
So I think it's safe to say that this release is very different from previous releases.
Yeah,
about rock.
About rock. And you know, kind of bridging the gap. I know we said earlier we don't want to be defined as pop. But also, I think rock as well, because we'd like to bridge the gap between the two as much as possible. You know, like Kasabian, Muse, all those big influences. You have to appreciate the fact that they try so hard, and they make up a new sound of music.
They always keep to the times as well.
Yeah.
So with their rock stuff. So.
Yeah, and I think that's what this is about, trying to bring something that's new. And also, all the bands that we kind of hear out there at the moment, they're unappreciated, and they are. Bands nowadays, for the most part, you know, new bands coming out in the charts, in a chart way, are unappreciated.
Yeah,
how they should be.
Singer-songwriter.
But yeah, no, there is a degree of that. I think that, you know, This Ain't Pop, the song, that's what the one that the EP's based off of, named after. It was all based really upon the fact that every time you turn on the radio and you hear someone with a great voice like Lewis Capaldi, and he's got a great voice, and actually a voice that would work perfectly in a band. You know, James Bay, all those people.
Yeah.
But they're all singing songs, and the things that sell for them are really those kind of more miserable kind of songs, which is great. They have their place, it's amazing, but I don't know, we wanted to write something about actually having a good time, and it's not all a bit miserable.
I think we do definitely prefer to kind of keep being upbeat.
Have a good time instead of miserable.
Definitely.
Definitely upbeat.
There's always a lot of energy in your shows as well.
Yeah.
The miserable stuff's going to come afterwards. That's the next song. That's selling out next.
Yeah.
That's coming out. We'll talk about that at the end.
So tell me a bit more about the tracks on the EP and their meanings.
Sure. I think the first song that's on there is Ali, and that's the one that really kicked all of this off.
Yeah, we've had it for a little while.
you think, about 2 years now we've had it. So it's kind of weird now to be bringing it out on an EP.
And it's different as well.
Yeah, very different.
I was sat in the car one day, and walking down the street was this guy on the left-hand side of me who was kind of walking along a little bit like, I'd say Liam Gallagher-esque. You know how he's got proper moves, and he's about a kind of 50-year-old guy, and I'm thinking, wow, that guy's just really owning that. It sounds terrible. That's what happened. I looked at him and went, yeah, he's really owning that walk.
Swagger.
He's got the swagger about that.
Going through the live side, I think it's taught us what we like and what we don't like.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely like to jump about a bit and have fun.
Yeah, we do, for sure. And, you know, Ali, it's from the very first section when it comes on, where you hear Muhammad Ali's voice coming out. That's the best song to walk out on. It's fun. I told you, all of my critics, You don't know it. They've heard it like 50 times. We walked out on stage but they still don't know what you're saying.
I just don't know what you're saying.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know what you're saying in any song.
Do you see, when we went to go and re-record all these tracks, they came up to me and said, what are you actually singing there?
We had no idea.
And they've been singing them for 2 years. It's great.
If you go onto a stage and there's like 4 or 5 people out in the audience, which has happened a few times, and you go, you gotta own it, you gotta make it your own way, like 4 people. And one of them's your mum. Thank you, mum. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that may have happened.
That's happened once or twice. Yeah. The most individual of the tracks.
It's experimental, I would say, in the sense that you've taken lots of different sounds. You've got like monster roars in there. It's weird. It like shows that weirdness in the band. You're all such individual characters, but the one thing you have in common is that you're all a bit weird. You're all a bit nerdy.
That song actually is very bits and pieces for the most part, but it has a lot of those different influences we talked about. That very much a kind of crossover sound that we really want to aim for, with those rock, punchy, heavy riffs. That's great. And then but big, overwhelming choruses like a kind of pop song. Yeah. There's one line in it where it says, I'm just trying to think, what does that line say? So it goes, we won't audition for permission to suck Simons. And that would probably surpass you.
That's my favourite lyrics actually in the whole EP.
I didn't know there was swearing in that song.
I didn't know the words until Pierce sent it over to me the other day.
That's right. Oh, those are the words. Those are good. Those are. I was like, well, thank you.
Them.
Notice how we're pronouncing ready a bit odd, because when Rachel sat down to do the vocal, I was like, okay, Rach, so, you ready? You? And Rachel was singing it so ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? And I said, no, Rach, you've got to make it more ready. And she goes, what do you mean, like ready? She kept singing it, and eventually I said, like a Scottish guy would sing. So the problem was then, for the next 8 takes, she goes, you ready? You ready? Genuinely, over and over again. And the worst thing is, I couldn't get it out of the track.
And now you won't let it go.
It's still there. It's still there. Every time you turn on, you could still hear Rachel in the back going, you ready? You ready?
The same pop is about. It's just, it's about our kind of music and living that lifestyle, going for it and thinking what actually...
Not taking the easy way.
Yeah, and not thinking this might not be what's particularly relevant, but let's try and make it relevant.
Yeah.
It's relevant to us.
Dun, 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 dun. I didn't know what else to do.
That was great.
So much money in this world, and you gotta grab your piece before wellness good. Some people fight for it now, some people die for it now. We all want that soul, buried in gold.
Buried in Gold. I think it's, for me, one of the strongest songs on there.
We were going into the studio, and the producer turned around and said, we need another song. And I said, okay, I'm going to do it. And so sat down and started writing.
We wrote it in the car journey.
Yeah.
You're driving...
I was driving back, and I just had this kind of and I had the chorus. Those are the 2 things. And I thought, I know I've just got those 2 elements, and I've got maybe 4 or 5 days to write, record this song, and then send it. so we could have it then to re-record.
I was the only person who liked that song as well to begin with. Do you remember?
Yeah, everyone was like that.
He showed his parents and they hated it.
And the rest of the band, I was like, listen man, this is banging, come and have a listen. That genuinely, this is how I say it, this is banging. And Rachel just sat and said, it's alright.
But now they played it.
And now they love it.
Yeah.
There's some pictures floating around of a homemade coffin. Was that for the video?
That was.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Not for you.
Yeah, we got to watch Pierce
They
lie
said,
in
Piers,
it.
we're going to put you in a coffin. Okay, no, you've got to make the coffin, then you've got to lie in it. All right, got into it. And all I could see, I was just looking up, was all of them like, oh, we're going to get our back on you now,
Yeah.
Piers. This is your time.
The best bit was they're doing all the gold stuff on him in the coffin.
Oh, that was so much fun. All the glitter,
covering
and
him and
everything.
stuff.
Yeah.
It was great. Fantastic.
Preparing for the future.
It was so itchy. I mean, the thing was that we wanted to do the whole shoot in gold clothes and stuff, but I didn't have any gold clothes, and I couldn't find anything. The only thing I could find was latex, and latex does not suit me.
I think it suits anyone.
Hey, well, speak for yourself. Josh looks very nice in gold latex. But yeah, no, and so we had to spray paint everything with gold paint, and the next day I didn't really think about it, but it was the itchiest thing I've ever been in the whole day.
You spray painted your shirt, didn't you?
Yeah, that was the itchy
Yeah.
bit.
So what's the story behind the song?
So it's based really around kind of emperors and, you know, the older civilizations all believed that the more money you gained in life, then you get a better position in the afterlife. And, you know, loads of cultures thought about that. And, you know, so they try and earn as much money as they possibly could throughout history. And now we still do the same thing, but we haven't actually got that reason. There's not a reason apart from, oh yes, I'd like some more security. But, you know, they end up with just a load of money just sat there that goes to their kids and stuff, which is great. But it doesn't really benefit them for the most part. You work your whole life to have amass an amount of money, and then you just kind of, you know, there's no one on their last deathbed going, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to Las Vegas, Rach. We're blowing the lot.
I'd be down for that.
I know you would be.
So what about the last track on the EP?
Yeah, Behind Closed Doors, which is, it came out about the same time as Ali.
Yeah.
But it's very different. Very, very different. Its sound is, I guess, it's slightly more indie than I would define the rest of the tracks being.
Yeah, I agree with that.
More classic sound.
A lot of people who've come to see us live will have probably heard this song.
Yeah, Behind Closed Doors.
Yeah.
It's the oldest one on the EP. It's the most traditional as well.
Asked about 50 people when we were making this EP, because when you work with songs for song, you don't know what sounds good.
You're too close to
And
it.
we've got so many, we could probably fill like 2 albums worth of songs.
We didn't
60 or
expect that
70,
to
no.
come up. So yeah, we asked a certain amount of people to fill in what their favourite tracks were, and of the demo.
Like a toothpaste brand. 4 out of 5 people recommend these tracks, you know, that kind of thing. That was the idea.
Behind Closed Doors was up there.
Behind
so-
Closed Doors was, yeah. And I was surprised because it was a song that was just written in a few days, recorded in a few more. And I never really thought very much of it, but it got picked. And, you know, since recording it and giving it a new breath of fresh air, making, you know, giving it that new life, I now think, actually, yeah, I can hear.
Oh,
I
the
can hear
new
it.
recording, it makes that song so much better than it was.
Yeah.
You know, 3-4 months sat in the studio, 235 cups of coffee just for me. No one else here. Those cups of coffee, actually, we actually counted it up, and we had a box that sat there. And someone said, has anyone else been drinking them? And no, they're horrible.
Pisses on the ceiling.
I'm just sat there.
Next for 2 months.
Genuinely, one day I think I counted 11 cups from.
Oh my god.
I'm on 7 today.
I'm getting palpitations thinking about it.
Yeah.
I started at like 6 or 7 in the morning, then just kind of went through to 5 at night, and then I'd be sat there lying in bed about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Twitching.
We had to restock today as well.
Yeah, we had to restock. 2 boxes. We didn't just go down, oh yeah, we'll just grab a box. 2 big boxes of it.
We've been working really hard on this EP because we've sort of more established the style now of the band, and we wanted this to be a CV for management teams, particularly ones like various artists who I would love to work for. they've got a really amazing roster of people.
And it's a high calibre, that was the thing.
Yeah, like you've got people like Yonica, Barnes Courtney, Tom Grennan. We actually used Yonica to sort of base
A lot of the songs off of
the size.
Yeah, the size and just the kind of overall spirit of the track.
Well, as always, it's great talking to you guys, and I just want to know what's in store now for the rest of 2020. I mean, the year is still quite young. Tell me a bit more about what's on the cards.
Getting things together. I mean, very soon you're going to have a new single out for everyone to listen to, and video.
A lot of videos. What?
Yeah, about 4 videos. Yeah, and this is going to be one of them. So we're just looking forward to the festival season as well, and really chatting to our audiences and our friends and seeing what they think about the EP, and then seeing them out there at the live shows and buying a t-shirt.
Absolutely, buy the t-shirt.
Buy.
Well, I look forward to sort of catching you live at least a few more times this year, and obviously getting you on the radio show at some point as well. It's been a real pleasure chatting to you, and I wish you loads of luck for 2020. Not that you guys will need it.
Thank you. We love you.